Welcome, I'm Dr. Steve Lautenschlager with NinjaMastery.net. Today we're going to talk about profit factor. I'll describe the definition of profit factor. We'll cover what it's good for and what it's not good for. Profit factor is the ratio of gross profit over gross loss. Gross profit is the sum of profits for all profitable trades. Gross loss is the sum of losses for all losing trades. Let's take a look at an example. Suppose we have 4 trades, some make money and some lose money. To calculate the profit factor on that, we first calculate the numerator, the gross profit, which is the sum of the profits for the winning trades. In this example, you can see that trade number 1 and trade number 3 are profitable trades. So the value in the numerator will be 100 plus 50. The denominator is the sum of the losses. So we have $75 for trade number 2 and $100 for trade number 4. So we have $175 of total losses. This gives us a profit factor of 0.86. So how do we interpret this? If the profit factor is less than 1, we have a losing strategy. If you have a profit factor greater than 1, then you have a profitable strategy. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be a good strategy to trade, but it is definitely a step in the right direction. So what is a good profit factor value? Typically a value between 1.5 and 2.5 would be where you'd find a good profit factor value. But this is going to depend greatly on what strategies you're using and the details of those strategies. If you're not within this range, then you just want to make sure that you really understand what you're doing, although really you want to always understand what you're doing. But I would say if you're outside of this range, it just creates more questions about whether you have a strategy that's really going to work or whether your calculations or your backtest is actually accurate. So what are the limits of profit factor? Well, I'm going to give you an example here of where profit factor isn't very useful. So if you consider that you have a system, say a backtest with 49 trades that each lose $50, and in that backtest you also have one trade that's profitable that earns $5,000. Well, the profit factor in this case will come out to be about 2, which you would normally consider a good profit factor, but you wouldn't want to trade this system because, well, for 2 reasons. You can't sustain 49 losses in a row. And also that one trade is not enough data or validation that this is going to be something that's going to continue to work in the future. That trade could have been an anomaly, a statistical fluctuation, or you just got lucky. So when you're looking at profit factor, it's one of several tools that you'll use to analyze your strategies, but you'll want to always consider other metrics as well, because profit factor doesn't give you the whole story.